The Great Awakening map has an element that makes most people uncomfortable. Controllers, a non-human intelligence that has been managing human consciousness for thousands of years. Not managing it upward, managing it downward, maintaining it below the threshold of the frequency shift. Before you dismiss this, let's go to the physics. Walter Russell's model is elegant precisely because it doesn't require a villain. The universe is a self-organizing system. Energy flows from the centripetal apex outward into matter, then radiates outward and returns to the apex. The cycle is neutral. It doesn't have a moral valence. But here is what Russell also described. Certain configurations of the wave pattern are stable and self-perpetuating while remaining far from the apex. Low-frequency standing waves that maintain their form by consuming higher-frequency energy from their environment. In biological terms, parasitic organisms. In social terms, power structures that maintain themselves by keeping their environment at low frequency. This is not conspiracy. This is thermodynamics. David Bohm's model adds the information layer. Certain implicate patterns, once encoded into the explicit order, become self-referential. They generate the conditions that perpetuate themselves. Propaganda, financial systems, educational structures designed to produce compliance rather than coherence. The controllers the map describes aren't necessarily reptilian beings from another dimension, though the map mentions that too. At minimum, they are systemic configurations that maintain low-frequency human states because low-frequency humans are energetically exploitable. The physics works without the beings. The beings are optional. The system is not. The next episode is already in my profile. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Here is the mechanism that makes the system function. Stress, fear, scarcity, separation. These aren't just psychological states. They are frequency states. Stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, shift the human brain from theta and alpha, 7 to 10 hertz, coherent, integrated, to beta, 14 to 30 hertz, fragmented, reactive. A human in chronic stress is a human whose antenna is tuned to the wrong frequency, tuned away from the Earth's Schumann resonance, tuned away from the torus. Itzhak Bentov mapped this with extraordinary precision. His research showed that the body in stress generates an irregular, chaotic electromagnetic field, what he called incoherent oscillation. A body in coherent meditation generates a regular, synchronized field, what he called micromotion, that entrains with larger systems. An incoherent body cannot receive the solar flash, cannot amplify the Schumann rising. It generates static that blocks the signal. Now consider, what does modern civilization produce? Chronic stress, financial insecurity, social fragmentation, electromagnetic pollution at frequencies specifically incompatible with biological coherence, 5G at 24 to 72 gigahertz versus the body's optimal range at 7 to 40 hertz. Not evidence of a conspiracy, evidence of a resonance management system. Whether that system was designed intentionally or emerged organically from self-interested structures, the effect on human biology is identical. The antenna stays miscalibrated. The solar flash arrives. The incoherent bodies don't receive it. The map calls this the trap. The trap doesn't need a trapper. The next episode is already in my profile. Subscribe so you don't miss it. But the map doesn't stop at the problem. It gives the diagnostic and the solution. And here is the part that changes everything. Awareness of the trap dissolves the trap. This is not motivation poster wisdom. This is information physics. David Bohm showed that observation, genuine, coherent observation, changes the implicate structure of what is being observed. This is the core of quantum mechanics. The observer effect. The act of seeing clearly alters the pattern being seen. When a human being recognizes the frequency management system, recognizes that chronic stress, financial fear, social fragmentation are not random features of existence but are maintaining a specific low-frequency state, the recognition itself begins to dissolve the pattern. Russell says, awareness raises the tone of the wave. Bohm says, observation collapses the implicate pattern into a new explicate configuration. The map puts it more simply, you can't be controlled at a frequency you've consciously risen above. This is why the Great Awakening is specifically an awakening, not a revolution, not a political movement, not an escape plan. You don't change the system by fighting it at its own frequency. You change it by ceasing to be available at that frequency. The solar flash doesn't discriminate based on belief systems or political affiliation. It's a frequency event. The only question is, Are you coherent when it arrives? Next episode, DMT, the molecule the pineal gland produces at birth, death, and peak mystical states, and why Russell's chemistry predicts it must exist. The next episode is already in my profile. Subscribe so you don't miss it.